What's up, everybody? Today we're getting into the actual raid stuff of Planes of Power progression. We're back on Everquest. We're going to be doing some Plane of Justice stuff. Actually, we're going to do all of it. We're going to do all 6 trials, and then we're going to go up to the top level of the area. I'm not sure what to call that, like void nexus that you go to, but we're going to kill the 7th hammer. Actually, we're going to try and then actually do it. So here we go. We're on group 1. We're going down into the basement. First, we have to go and talk to Mavwin. As a guy who is being falsely imprisoned by this Planes of Justice tribunal. We have to make our way through some of these mobs. This whole room right here, there's like 10, 12 somethings. We just come in here and just mob it. We're a little bit overgeared for this section. So once we clear all these dudes, we can go in and talk to this guy. The gist here of this, I don't know. So we have to get this key through going through the tribunal to get to the next plane. That'll be Plane of Valor. And in order to do that, we have to do some of the planes of some of the trials from this Plane of Justice. So this guy, Mavwin, has been imprisoned here in this room. He's not happy. We come over and we hail him, and he says, "Please, I implore you, take word to the tribunal. I have done nothing wrong, yet I have been sentenced to eternity in this cell. I wish to present all of the information about my case to them. They must listen to me, or listen to my plea if they are truly the gods of justice." Then we go ask him what information he has. "I know it has been said for years before me and will be said for years after me, but I am truly framed for my crime. You see, the gods fear the knowledge that I carry with me. So to prevent me passing the knowledge to others, it was set up to show that I had plotted to murder one of the other elders. Please go before the tribunal and plead my case. If you do this, I will share what I know with you. I apologize for holding it against you, but I am truly desperate to be released." Then we get some character flags. That's what we're doing right here. You see in the bottom right, character flag, character flag. That's it's sort of like it's a key to get to the next section of, I don't know what to say. It's like, it's the next thing. So anyway, here we go. We just went to the tribunal section, and there's 6 of the tribunals. So 6 trials. You have to try to pass a trial in order to, when you go and plead the innocence of Mavwin, they test you. Instead of getting information and actually holding a trial, they just make sure you're worthy. By physical combat, of course. What better way? So in this one, this is the trial of torture, I think. And the main key, each one of these is sort of, there's 4 waves of these mobs that come at you. Each one has different mobs. This mob I'm fighting right now, the Spirit of Suffocation, is the one you want to target. Make sure that you target those and take them out first as much as possible. In a few seconds, you'll see me turn around. There are 3 innocent people on a gallows, so they're like set to be hung. See, another spirit just popped up. So the 3 guys, the NPCs to the right, they're innocent, and we need to keep them alive. If they die from being suffocated or hung, then we fail the trial. So you'll see we have to keep on finding the Spirit of Suffocation. As that thing is up, later you'll see it very clearly. One of the guys will kneel down and they'll like pretend to die, and if you keep on waiting too long, they will die and you'll fail the test. So you just do 4 waves of this. So here's a girl and a guy and a noose. Here's another spirit, and turn again. See, the girl kneels down, then she falls down, and then when we kill the Spirit of Suffocation, I'll turn back and look, and she's back up. So that's the gist of this trial. You do 4 waves, you kill all the dudes, and then soon enough, a boss will spawn. There's another spirit. We got to keep going on that. Once the final guy pops up, it's pretty much just a spank and tank. They don't really do anything. They don't do any dots or crazy ads that kind of keep coming. The whole idea of these events is that it's sort of like a big long gear check. If you are falling behind, it'll be pretty obvious. If your group doesn't have enough DPS, it'll be obvious. If you can't keep healing through all this stuff, it'll be obvious. And there's the big guy. So we just send our guys on him and We just kind of tank him down. He hits hard, but if your tank is up and you still have mana, that's one of the big things, is you're going to be taking a lot of damage, and group damage is high. So if you're cleric, or especially if you just only have one healer, and it's probably just like, if you only have one cleric and nothing else, you're probably going to be in trouble. We have a druid and a cleric in this group. In the other group I did with Dwight in the office, we had a beast lord. I don't know how much actual off healing he does, or she. That would be Angela. Anyway, we had a cleric and a beast lord in that group, and I think that's probably the only healing in that group. Group 2 has like I think there's 4 healers in that group. Actually, there's a paladin, a ranger with a small heal, a shaman, and a cleric. So here we go. We get the Mark of Suffocation. I'm going to loot. I think I get that on all 6 of these characters. Each character needs at least 1 trial to get the flag to move on to the next zone. So I'm only going to get the 6 tokens on Arya. I also did them on Dwight. As you can see, they're already sitting here. And then here I just, boom, popped right into the next one. Sorry about that. So here we are in the Trial of Stoning. And this one's a bit brutal, actually. So there's the 3 guys behind us, the innocent prisoners, the accused prisoners. Then you just saw that little elf in the corner. There's 2 of those dudes pop up, and they just start shooting us. They're untargetable. And then we start getting waves of these guys. So now the Nemesis of Stone, the guy that just got mezzed on the right. Oh, he just came in. Now I'm targeting him. That's the one we want to target on this group. We want to burn those down first. I can't exactly remember why, but the big thing about this one is that you can see we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 targets. There's 6 guys on us, so you need mez, you need strong. Everybody needs to be strong. If you have some people in your party that are like really weak with low AC, stuff like this is going to go haywire real fast. So these guys have a little bit lower health, even though everything is stone-based. We're going to burn through these quick. You can kind of see the whole idea is mez what you can, and just, once again, 4 waves of this, so just keep up. The arrows never stop, and they stun you, so they keep on stunning the casters, which is insanely hard to deal with. It's annoying. It would be really, really aggravating if I was actually playing the characters. Right now, they're just... they're all working off of AI, so it's not, it's not the end of the world. They just restart their cast and keep on going. But the whole idea of this one is speed bumps. This is a longer trial. It's just slower. You sit in this one room. You don't go anywhere. You just have to keep on dealing with the mobs that come at you. Every now and then you get some loot. The loot in this area is not great. It's pretty good. It's I would call it the very lowest level of Planes of Power loot. And we got more and more and more of these dudes. There's so many, and it's very easy to get backed up because there's so many targets, and they do have a good amount of health. Bum 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 bum. Dun 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 dun. Just killing through, and there we go. Spawn the big boy. They're all the same. All 6 of the trials have basically the same guy. A lot of hit points, pretty solid. I think he hits for about 1,100, probably about 800, 900, maybe even 1,000. All of my characters have roughly 5,000 or 6,000 hit points. Reef, my main tank, has 7,700. See, there you go. I just popped so Arya has 6,600. Pretty sure Reef has about 8,000 health now. So if you think about getting hit twice for 1,000 when you only have 8,000 health, that is a problem. Good thing he's got a ton of AC, or she, I should say. We got no threat problems, but if you look at on the right side, the group screen shows my whole group layout. We are at 60-70% health. Everybody is hurt. Literally every single person's hurt, including my monk is at like half health. And everybody has no mana. If you look on the right side, I will try to do a call out if I get my editing in check. Emma, Bailey, Jade, Faye. Faye has about 20% mana. Jade, Bailey, and Emma are completely out of mana. They had been pushed to the limit on that one. So that is a long endurance trial. It's not easy. The next one is the Trial of Torture. Good stuff. Yeah, I love the names on this. So here's some more people in the stockades. There's 3 dudes in here that are, again, innocently accused people that we need to protect and save. The whole idea is that you need to be worthy. You need to be judged worthy by the tribunal. And we do that by feats of strength, I suppose. I like it. I'm not sure that that's, the best way to go about it, but here we get these guys that are mostly ghosts and spirits that come into this one. We're going to burn through these. Once again, 4 waves of 4 mobs. And then we're going to end up with a sneaky dude at the end of this wave. We're going to see just a second. This guy, Wraith of Agony. If you do not catch this mob, if you do not have See and Viz, and you don't have whatever it is required to locate this mob when it spawns, you will fail the mission. I failed this one like 4 times, just trying to figure out what I was missing. Usually it spawns right there on those mobs when they die, so if you have them all rounded up like that, then it's easy. The Wraith of Agony spawns once, and after the first wave, as you just saw, then we take it out, and then you don't have to worry about it again. After that, it's just 3 more waves of 4 dudes. They're pretty easy. They don't do anything crazy. Dots or stuns or AoE. There's no... In each of the trials, some of the other trials have like some sort of an event thing that's hitting you and you have to deal with. This one has nothing. You just have to deal with these mobs and not get sniped by the Wraith of Agony. That's it. Then you get the big guy. Tank and Spank. He hits hard. You know the drill. This one was pretty easy. If you look, we have a very full mana group. Everybody has plenty of mana. Healing is, we're never really, the healer doesn't ever really top off. The healing doesn't kick in until a certain percentage, so we sort of end up floating at about 80-90%. And then the heals are put on a priority basis, so we don't have a whole lot of overhealing going on. Yeah, this one is pretty basic. I would say this one is probably the second easiest. There is actually an easier one. Believe it or not. There's one that's even easier than this, and then we still have the hardest one to go. So we're still doing like the middle range ones. Yeah. Punisher goes down. He's at 5, 2, 1, and dead. All right. So now we grab the mark off of him. Thank you, sir. That puts us at 3 or 4. Puts us at 3. We got so many of these drops, what I call basic drops. I actually was just deleting them just to clear the mobs off the ground. Look at this. Don't even want it. Destroy it. I already went through this trial and distributed that belt. At this point, there's no one on the server that wants it. Oh, man. All right, so now we're out of here. Boom, boom. Everybody come. I didn't do a whole lot of like showing where we're going because this whole entire zone is, aside from this platform, which is really cool. I love this area. The whole entire zone is a prison. You're looking at 4 walls, concrete, brick walls. It is very, very boring to look at. It's kind of cool, but it's also like, wow, there's nothing but just this wall pattern. over and over and over again. So here we have the trial of lashing, where people are going to get whipped apparently, and we get right into it. These dudes start popping up. We get 4 waves of 4 once again. This is when you actually have to be vigilant because the prisoners will get hit, like you just saw, and they're still hitting the guy. On the right, I want to protect that ogre, and there's a guy hitting him. We don't want that. So you got to manage this and make sure that you're getting all of these dudes off. And then if you see, all right, we just popped these spirits right there. That guy behind me, that little dark elf, that is an untargetable event mob that you have to just deal with him. He will be there until you get rid of these flickering spirits. So we get a wave of 4 mobs, like you saw, and we just cleared all those. And then we got this guy running around punching everybody. Like, he just follows us. He just follows everybody, starts hitting everybody in the back. So we got to get rid of these flickering spirits. There's one on the right, one on the left, and then there's one upstairs. So it's kind of awkward for me to do this because I have to move my group throughout here. And if you were doing this in an actual group, I'd probably send I'd actually send 2 or 3 DPS to just run around and get them. But make sure that they all go together so that they're not doing it as slowly as possible, because you do have to kill these fast enough to get ready for the next wave. So we got that guy. Now I'm gonna go back. I still have to figure this out for this first wave. I'm still not sure exactly how I want to get this done. Eventually I just start summoning the group. I just run upstairs and summon the whole group to me, and we'll just burn it down. If you were smart, everybody would be mobile, everybody would be active, everybody would be on the ball, and you would be doing this that way. You should do it that way. Have everybody moving around and going. Otherwise, it's going to take too long. See, if I don't have Jade here and I just send the monk and my tank, they'll take way too long to kill this mob. And look at that. The enchanter is also nuking, so you get big burst DPS, which is what you need. You can't send your sustained DPS upstairs. It just takes too long. So here we have different types of loot. Grab all those, and we are actually ahead of the spawn for the next wave. Great. This is, once again, that's part of the test. If you can't handle the pacing of this stuff, then you are going to fail. Actually have time to meditate. Wow. Boom. There's the next wave. And it's rinse and repeat after that. So that's the same thing. You get the 4 mobs. And you have to make sure you're doing some work to keep this guy alive. You cannot heal him up, so good luck. And then you got to go clear all these spirits 4 times. As you see, there's 3 corpses right there. So I'll pop everybody up and I hit attack. I'll clear these things. They could do it in time. I realized that we had plenty of time, actually. Like on the very first wave, I was frantic. I wasn't sure exactly what was going on and how to move around. And then we come down, boom, there's the last guy. So once again, you need everybody to run up, clear that last mob, and then you need everybody running back down to get ready for this dude. And we are fully we're like, this is just not even a problem for us at this point. We got plenty of DPS, plenty of mana, not a problem here. Just tank and spank, kick his ass. Which leads, the next is going to be the easiest run, followed by the hardest run. This one was awkward and hard to, I think it's hard to coordinate this one. The one with the stone mobs and the archers that are shooting you, that one is probably the 5th hardest, just because it is an endurance run that will test your group and it'll make you everybody will be hurting on that one. It's going to be hard to manage. All right, so that was that. Trial of Lashing, I think that was. No, that was Trial of Suffer. I can't remember. So here we go. We have the Trial of Execution. This is easy peasy. Here we go. When you're ready, You may begin the trial. The victim will perish should the hooded executioner reach him. Its life will end only when all the nemesis which accompany it also perish. We shall judge the mark of your success. Huh. I forgot to read the little intro for the other places. Oh well, you can go back and read it. It's just, it pops up when you start. It's just a little like, here's what you're doing, blah blah. So this guy, there's a guy on the gallows. He's gonna get executed. He's got his head on the chopping block, so to speak. There's an executioner walking right through our group right now. If the executioner reaches the dude on the chopping block, he's gonna kill him, and you're gonna fail. Every time you kill one of the 4 mobs that pops up, that whole marching to the gallows thing starts over and resets. As you can see, he's walking through the group again. And we're gonna kill another dude, pop, and he just goes back. See, there you go. So he goes back to the beginning and he walks this line. So basically you've got 20 seconds, 30 seconds to kill a mob, and then just keep on killing the next dude in that time frame. So you just kill one, then the next, then the next. It is literally a DPS trial. You just have to keep up. All you gotta do is tank and spank these 4 mobs and do enough damage to one mob fast enough that he doesn't reach the chopping block. And if you do, you'll get some loot. Couple of things here. Oop, nope. Tried to do some AI tuning, but as you can see, I sped this up real quick just to burn through it. It's literally target one dude, make sure you're on the same guy, make sure everybody's on the same guy. That's the whole name of the game here. It helps to have a measure. These guys don't hit so hard that you can't have group tanks. Some sort of a side tank. A monk is good enough to grab the second character, get him off your cleric. For me, as you can just see, Emma's able to just tank a dude, no problem. She doesn't even care. And that's it. You just tank and spank those guys, and then you get the last boss. And then, of course, tank and spank him. These guys are... You get the whole point. Most of this is an endurance. Some of them have a little coordination involved. For the most part, they are literally just testing your worthiness to see if you can get into the planes of power and hold your own. That's how I see it. Boom. All right. So now for the hard one. The last one is Trial of Flame, which finally doesn't have a totally terrible name, but it is a totally terrible place to be. We got 5 out of 6. 6 more. There you go. Flame Trial. This is not fun. This one hurts. When you go inside this room, when the event starts, everybody inside starts taking heat damage. AoE 200 points of heat damage just burns you. You can't avoid it. Everybody takes it. 200 damage does stack up quite fast, and it just keeps happening at intervals every, I don't know, 10 seconds, 15 seconds. So you do need to have some good healing. Your healer by the end of this one is going to be pretty much tested all the way through, because they're going to get mobs on them. They're going to get heal aggro from, well, they're going to get mobs on them from heal aggro. They're going to have to raid heal. So you're going to, it's probably best, like honestly, I should have probably played this one from my cleric's perspective. I could have done Word of Healing, which is a AoE group heal. There you go. If you see the yellow text on the left side, it says you have taken 200 damage. Everybody's taking 200 damage from burn, wave of heat, and that just keeps on going. It just, boom, every time that just kind of just rolls. Everybody's getting burned. Burned again. Boom, burned again. Boom, burned again. Yeah, oops. Not all those yellows. So some of the yellow text is me doing stuff. All right, so the other thing, the Spirits of Flame, they hurt. They also do, they have a damage shield, so when you hit them, they hurt you back. if any of the spirits are not aggroed and they get to the center column of this thing, they do a little hooga booga chant and you fail. So it's like extremely easy to fail because, I don't know, the first like 2 or 3 times I tried it, I targeted the first mob I saw, I aggroed him, and they just walked straight to the pillar and they failed me. It's like, okay, what happened there? So I'm not sure exactly what the deal is. This one just simply hurts. You're going to want to do a better job than I am right now of focus fire. That means target one mob. And there you go. So you see, I just went back to Emma and I targeted a word of health, so you can do a group heal. The more group healing, the better, because this just, like, you can see my cleric on the bottom of the group chat or group bar, she's already at half mana. That was the first wave. The very first wave, she's already half mana. So I got to do a better job of focusing fire and burning these down. I don't see the mezzing working very well. Maybe I turned the mezzing off, that's stupid. I don't see Bailey mezzing. So I'm gonna just try to muscle through it, apparently, which is why we end up in such a rough spot. Spoiler alert. I'm not focusing fire. We're not mezzing, apparently. Assisting there, so we are doing some good focus on that. Now we're moving towards the end. You can see my cleric is out of mana. She is not even 10% mana. That's incredibly low. My druid is at half health. Now everybody's beaten. Look at the group health now. Faye is about to die. Faye's at 1%. Faye is dead. That's my druid. Emma is my healer at 11%. My healer is at 11%. My monk is at 35%. Jade is at 24%. We are dead. Jade is at 2%. Jade is dead. Oh, we're in trouble. Emma's at 12%. 8%. Bailey's dead. That's my enchanter. Emma is my healer, my cleric at 9% life. We are about to lose. We are at the final boss, but we have just been beaten down so badly. We're about to die. Emma's at 1% right now. Boom, big heal. 59% life. I use my mend. Pop up to 70. That was Reef's. So I made sure that Reef was using a defensive. I have nothing left. There's no. Yeah, there you go. Speed focus. There's my last discipline to try to burn this guy down. We have no mana. Reef is at 60. We're all at half life with no mana. I'm trying to burn this dude for the. Yeah, this is just a Hail Mary to try to finish this guy off. He's at 34, 33, 32, 31, 30. Still a long way to go. And I'm the only DPS. We have no healing. Reef is up to 80. This is just a really bad spot to be right now. 3 of the group are dead. We have no healing of any kind. Can't mend. Oh my god. Just terrible. Just terrible. And remember, we're burning. Boom. I just took aggro. Didn't want to do that, so my monk just took aggro and died. So all I've got left will swap over to Reef. That's my main tank. Warriors do actually put out some DPS. It's not huge damage, but the whole idea of getting aggro is by hitting often and rapidly, so there's a lot of hits. Bam. We brought him down. With just Reef and Emma back, Emma's at no health, no mana. That is as close as it gets right there. 4 of the group dead, all the DPS dead. That was not an easy place to do. The Trial of Flame. And it didn't go any better when I did it on Dwight's group, the office group. So I was controlling a wizard with Beast Lord. I can't remember what that group is made up of. We have Kevin tanking, so we have a warrior. Angel's is Beast Lord. We have Michael's an enchanter. We have a bard. And then Kelly the cleric. So yeah, that's a good group. That's a good group layout, but it didn't go any better than this. I mean, it was the same exact thing. I got through it at the very, very end with almost nobody left. It's just pretty crazy. So there you go. That is 6 of 6 trials. Boom, we are done with the trials of Plane of Justice. Now we can go back out of here once we lick our wounds. Yeah, that's a long trial that burns you. It just burns you and burns you and burns you, and there's nothing you can do to get around all that. So here we go. We get these 6 marks from all the trials, and in order to... So first of all, we only needed 1. Each character needs to go talk to Mobwin, get the pre-flag, get 1 mark, and then use that to flag yourself to move to the next zone. Which is really all we needed to do here, is flag each character to move to the next zone. But in order to do the raid boss, you need this Mark of Justice, which shows that 1 person has been worthy of all 6 trials. Obviously, there are different difficulties, and you need a group to do all that. Here's proof that I did it on Dwight as well. He has all 6, plus there's his Mark of Execution. All right, jeebas. See if we can get this guy going on. All right, so we're in Plane of Justice. We're going to go after the 7th hammer. Last time I didn't have a full raid set up, and I just sort of like attempted to do it, and I kind of knew that I wasn't going to do nothing. But we have already done the Justice Trials, all 6, to get the Mark of Justice, and then we just go right up to the Tribunal. When I get up there, these guys should spawn back in. Had some aggro issues. It's easier to just kill those dudes than it is to... Everybody knows where to go. I expect my group to know how to do this. It's probably a bad plan over here. Even the bots don't know what the hell's going on. Okay, so anyway, there's the raid. We've got 13 characters, 14 actual characters, and then a bunch of bots. 20-something, 30-something bots. Summon group 1. Where you going there, buddy? All right, summon 2, summon 3. And then the bots should all move their way through. This is kind of funny. Oh, they actually are taking the path. Sometimes when you go from like that area to this platform, see how that I'm on a separated area? They just start going right through the walls, and they do weird stuff. Yeah, like this. See, they're trying to go through the wall. They don't know how to take the portal, and then they just break through the game. And there they go. Woo! We're going through the world. And then they come from that way. Over there. Hey guys, what's up? So it's all about tier progression. Right now we've already beaten this tier. This is tier 1, Plane of Justice. We've already beaten this zone. So the result is that we can get up to the raid boss and fight the raid boss. This will be attempt number 3. No, I think I tried it once because I didn't know anything about what I was getting into. Decided just to go for it. We only had 3 or 4 groups, and that was a total joke. So now here, let's go ahead and evac. This is probably going to screw me all up. I shouldn't have done that, actually. I should have actually just zoned up. Because that probably was. Yep, and this is what I was trying to avoid. These bots are all aggro screwed. They keep trying to, like, fight something that's not there. And they're putting... All the bots are getting put on the aggro list. It's really pissing me off. The thing I don't like about mods is it's like you don't even have to change anything. You don't have to do a single thing. If you just sort of like exist and wake up and then load it another day, it will find a new way to completely be stupid. Just is. It's just how it is. Just how it is. I'm supposed to just play with my target. All right, I'm just going to go ahead. Ignore that targeting window issue. I'll figure that out later. So, we've got our raid together. We've got all our marks done. Trials are done. So, once you have a character with the trial mark of execution, here we go. You need to hold that in your hand. And then when we pull it up, we come up to this portal and use the mark to say, I want to go see the main head honcho guys, but you know, supposedly. I tried to roleplay it all out. So, once I get this to work, boom. Now that should have ported the entire raid with me. It's supposed to port a whole bunch of people. Maybe it was just the one group. I can't remember how many people need to have that mark. I was pretty sure it was just one person, which is not normal for usually when you piggyback people on one other person's flag or key. It doesn't always work that way, but like if one person had a key to open a door, you could just do that. Boom, open the door. So anyway, here we are at the boss, the 7th hammer. I do not know what the lore is for why we want to kill this guy, aside from the fact that he's falsely imprisoning our buddy, and we don't like that, so we're going to try to, you know, kick his ass. But at the same time, it really doesn't matter, because the funny thing is, and when you're young, you don't realize it, but later on, like I read this thing about the morality of raiders. Raiders are not good people. Like any MMO that we play where you raid a boss, it's typically a whole bunch of people that are just playing pitchfork against Frankenstein's monster, and they want to go and take down the big beast, which is exactly what we're doing here. We're going to kill this guy to get our loot. So anyway, the 7th hammer is basically a tank and spank. He has a whole buttload of hit points, like 800,000 or something like that, which is kind of low for Planes of Power, but this is tier 1, so it's actually a lot. I would say most people would have a 400 to 500,000. This guy is a big tanky guy. It's also a bit of a tank and spank. I don't think the tribunal dudes around the edges are actually doing anything. Every now and then you'll see them like do some action where it looks like they're attacking us. I don't think they actually are. This guy's big problem is that he rampages, so you have to figure out your tanks in order to make sure your melee don't get all taken down. Rampage means you hit the guy that you're trying to hit, so the tank is that holds the main tank that holds aggro, plus you hit 2 or 3 additional guys next to him. So you need to figure out how to get all of your tanks closer to the boss than anyone else, which you kind of can see what we're doing. You see Rock and Sita Yin. Brief, the main tank, is right up underneath him. You can't even see the name tag. And all the other group, the melee, are about 5 feet behind that. And I'm trying to make sure I maintain that as well. I'm the only one that hits from behind. It's better. Just, oh, and then there we go. We just lost Sita Yin. So that's our paladin. Main paladin is tank number 2. So that's not good. We now have Reef, Rock, and Castle, who are all 3 warriors. Castle is a bot. Rock and Reef are both tanks. They're actual characters that I have. I actually have windows for them. They're real players. I gotta reposition, do a little reposition there. My DPS meter on the top is a little bit messed up because I don't think all the wizards were in range. We have the necromancers are up nice and high right now. Arya is number 1. Is pretty much always going to be the case. Van has been kicking some ass. Van was my group 2. I did I think my second video was from Van's perspective. We were leveling up Van's group to get from 60 to 65 and get all the archery mastery stuff. Ever since I did that and did some fletching, our Van has been kicking ass on DPS. Archery mastery is huge. And then we just lost Reef, so main tank down. We've got about 18% left, 17% left. So this tank and spank is starting to turn south on us. If you know these games, this is a lot like World of Warcraft and any other MMO. When your tank dies, everybody else dies. So we lost Reef, number 1 tank. We lost Sita Yin, number 2 tank. We're now looking at, I think Rock just picked it up. Yeah, Rock is taunting. Rock just taunted off of my ranger. So we still have Rock is a big ogre tank. I don't know that the heal chain is actually set up to switch over to Rock. I think it is. I'm pretty sure it is. He's set up as 3rd tank. So we just switched over, and Aura just picked up aggro. I'm pretty sure Aura dies here. Yeah, so the whole idea is that we just have to make sure that the whole raid, everybody has to have good healing. We have to have good DPS to get through this guy. You can't sit up here forever. And Rock just died. Boom. Right before the main boss died, we lost our last tank. That's cutting it close, if you ask me. So there you go. Progress. 7th hammer is down. I love it. I love it. I love it. Boom. 2930 steel centered great bow. Man, that's got some pretty solid stats on it. 2930 is just a smidge less than what we got going on. Two-hander 40. Wow, 4230. Wisdom. This might be 40 AC on a 200. This is perfect for Paladin Shadow Knight. Even the Berserker. This might be an upgrade for Gimli, actually. Ethereal Parchment. Not sure what that's for. Boom. 7th Amber. I just like to see progress. We're pretty much far. We're pretty well beyond the Ethereal Parchments at this point. All right, so that's Plane of Justice done. Done and done. Nah, mean. Hold on, buddy. We're at the last 10% here. 8%. 8%, Big Sam. We're coming down on the last little bit. Everybody's out of mana. I have no endurance at all. No burns. 6%. I don't remember this guy being so dang hard. We still have our heal rotation going. Reef is still main tanking. Looking pretty solid as a raid team. We lost 3 DPS. Boom. We got him. 7th hammer down again. This dude is now on farm. Already have one of these. That's for the monk epic. Well, here we go. Whoa! Wow! Warden's Buckler. Oh, it's for Pally Shadow. Okay, I was like, that's gonna be. I'm gonna need to farm a bunch of those. No, Pally Shadow Knight only. So my Shadow Knight has a 2-hander, I believe. Yep, we're using a 2-hander right now. So we have 2 paladins. We have Lena. No, Sita Yin. Sita Yin, who definitely needs to upgrade from this fabled. Yep, there we go. Perfect. There we go. This is an old fabled Shield of the Unicorn. She'll be going up 15 AC, doubling her hit points. More than doubling the mana. The mana regen is huge. Paladins don't really use that much mana. All these resist stats. Bam. Big upgrade. Hell yes. Get rid of this. Get rid of this. She's got this ugly spike. Come on, you can't respect a paladin with a spike shield. Come on now. Yeah, that's much better. That's much better. And we got to get her a better weapon. This is not as good as I thought it was. I need to get her something because she was using a good. Where's her? Yeah, she was using a 2-hander for a long time. I don't have a decent, like... I suppose, because this is a Pally Shadow Knight weapon, it does have a good ratio for a one-handed weapon. I suppose it's not so bad. Yeah, maybe it's not quite so bad. All right. So... the one that I got on me, so we got 2 of those. Go to Tina. Tina has a fearsome shield. And attack rating from the aura of battle, 10 attack, 2 hit point regen. It's pretty cool. I think the hit point pool is probably better. Some resists. Yeah, I'll probably go with it. Especially the fearsome shield is not very paladin again. Oh, whoa, what just happened there? What? Oh, what just happened there? That's a back piece. That can go on a back. Oh my god. Oh, I did not see that. Well then, what does Shade have on back? The same thing, Cloak of Piety. But you don't need it. Shade has a really high-end friggin'... This is from Sleeper's Tomb and Velious. That's an incredible haste item right there for a wrist piece. Cloak of Piety is not needed, so we're gonna remove it. Boom. And I don't like to recycle no trade items, so destroyed. Then we give Shade the shield, boom. And he puts it on his back. Oh, yeah, hell yeah. All right. That's some trash group loot. Everything is group loot. Couldn't use the shard on anything there. So, all right, that's 7th hammer.